Hey listeners, we're taking a break from new episodes this week, but we will always love you, so we didn't want to leave you empty-handed. Instead, we're giving you a hot take from our Season 8 episode, Best Whitney Houston Song. Join panelists Eric Rezsnyak, Amma Marfo, Mekita, and Gary Jackson as they step-by-step through a fierce debate between two iconic Whitney moments. Her chart-topping hit So Emotional, and that unforgettable Super Bowl performance of the national anthem. If this clip leaves you wanting to dance with somebody, check out the full episode in our podcast feed or explore more of our pop culture showdowns. Be sure to follow the podcast so you never miss a beat. Now, hold on, it's time for the debate.
Next, in one of the strangest matchups in this bracket, the panel is evenly split between Whitney's version of the Star-Spangled Banner from the Super Bowl in 1991, a 3-seed, and So Emotional, a 2-seed. Gary, explain why you want to see our flag still there in round 3. Derek, I don't know why I like So Emotional. I just do. So you take this argument, and you'll go ahead first, Derek.
I will absolutely concede that her rendition of the national anthem was a moment in pop culture history unlike anything else. It actually endeared her to a wider swath of the American audience who may have never ventured into any of her other genres. That voice, it is unimpeachable, but so emotional. I have always loved this song. It is actually one of my go-to karaoke numbers, and it's got the Drag Race Rose Petals Heard Round the World moment forever attached to it. And that's why it gets my vote. It's personal. It's a powerhouse pop Whitney that just speaks to me at a visceral level, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
If you're listening to this podcast and you have no idea what he's talking about, do yourself a favor, pause this, go YouTube the Sasha Velour versus Shea, Coulee, RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 9, So Emotional Lip Sync. It'll be 4 minutes of your life. You will be so glad you did. We've talked about how Whitney has taken other people's songs and made them hers. I would argue that Sasha Velour took Whitney So Emotional and made it hers. Like, this is Sasha Velour's song now. That being said, I'm going to go to Gary to talk to us about why you love the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah, so I remember we previously just did the Super Bowl episode, and this was up there. I'm not sure, I can't remember if it won or not, but this particular song, when she did it, it was for a charity for vets and their families during the Persian Gulf War. And it was the first musical act to take the national anthem to the top 10 in the United States. And she was also the first act to have it certified platinum. Our national song. Only Whitney could do something like that. Yeah. And it was an iconic moment in that tracksuit. And it was just, I think, it was very patriotic. And again, her rendition is not an easy rendition to do. People have tried, a lot have failed. Fergie, I'm talking to you. But this song, like, is, again, this is probably synonymous with Whitney as well now. So,
Amma, where are you on this one?
Absolutely with the Star-Spangled Banner, and Gary and I have no reason to cape for... Well, let me not speak for Gary. I have no reason to cape for the Star-Spangled Banner in any other circumstances.
Hey, man.
but like, again, just the singularity of this moment, combined with the fact that it did happen in Tampa, Florida, where I grew up, it's an unforgettable moment. And as an aside, because we've referenced I Want to Dance with Somebody, the biopic, a couple times, they didn't make her sweaty enough when she was singing. Did anybody else notice that? I was like, she's not sweating enough. It's part of the experience. I don't know why they didn't include that. It's real important. In any case, that is my vote.
I just love that Whitney took this song that nobody knew by an unknown songwriter named Francis Scott Key. And, she gave it some exposure. I love that for her. Speaking of which, if there is not a drag queen out there who doesn't do a Francis, Frances Scott Key drag and do that around the 4th, you're missing out. But all of this to say, we have never had a rendition of this song that is more iconic than hers. Never. In the intervening 32 years, is my math correct? I didn't go to school for math. 32 years, not one human being. And this song is sung like how many times a year? No one has touched this song. That is legacy, right? And I love the fact that, Gary, you pointed out, like, no other artist has like charted with a version of the Star-Spangled effing Banner. But I find myself gravitating towards So Emotional here because that is a Whitney song, right? It is exclusively Whitney's. And I don't want it to be nothing but ballads in this top 16. That's one thing that I'm very concerned about. I think if we're talking about best performance, Whitney performance, it's the Star-Spangled Banner. If we're talking about best Whitney song, it's So Emotional. I realize that is threading a needle, but that's how I'm getting away with it here because I agree with everything that has been said thus far. No one has touched it. It is unimpeachable. Amma, you were going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, as the resident pedantic wordsmith of this, I want to appreciate your interpretation of the prompt. However interesting it may make the argument we're about to make. I respect what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just bullshitting. I'll be very honest with you. But that is why I'm sticking with So Emotional. That this is a Whitney song. This is a Whitney banger, and it is. She grabbed it by the neck, and it is a ferocious version of her, which I love. So with that being said, we're split 2-2. The Star-Spangled Banner is a 3 seed, So Emotional is a 2 seed, which means So Emotional would advance to the next round. I see Amma is agog.
I don't know that I realized that was the seeding. So, like, as you said, I was like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. She's gagged. She's gooped. Gary, do you have anything else to add? No, we're good. All right.
All good.
I will say I don't know why they haven't rolled out a Whitney hologram at every Super Bowl and just be like, no one else can touch this song. Whitney hologram, you are a permanent, Star-Spangled Banner singer for the rest of time. No one's going to touch it. Just do it.
But first bring out actual Roseanne Barr to start things off, and then bring in the Whitney hologram. No, I'm just kidding. Don't bring Roseanne Barr literally anywhere.
No.
Anywhere.
Don't put her in front of a microphone. Why would you?
It's so true. So true. Cheerfully withdrawn.
Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, be sure to check out the full episode in our podcast feed or explore our other debates on everything from movies to music, reality TV, and beyond. Got thoughts? Connect with us on socials. We're on Instagram at Great Pop Culture Debate and on Blue Sky at gpcd.bsky.social. Until next time, stay iconic. And remember, everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion. We'll see you next week with a brand new episode.